So now GClass Directive. See, GClass Directive, it will use to apply a style. Normally for a web page we can apply the style. So using GClass Directive also we can apply the style. So how we can apply the style? So suppose I have directives dot. So these are the items I have. Okay, so these items I am going to display using like this. So these are all we already discussed, so that's why I am continuing as this. So ng repeat item in items, so that is what I am displaying here. So expression something script problem. Okay, so here one more close bracket is there. We have closed it. ABCD. So ABCD we are displaying here. So this data ABCD we are displaying here. Now what I will do is I will use GClass. GClass equal to empty I am displaying here. Now if you see, so I didn't apply any style. Okay, now what I am doing is I have created one style inside my HTML file. So I am creating classes. If it is a red, if I am using red class, color is red. If I am using underline class, then text decoration should be underlined. If I am not using any, if I am using B tag type, then the margin is 5 pixels I am doing. So these the types I have defined. If it is class red, the color should be red I am displaying. If it is underline, I am displaying the text with underline. If it is the tag is, I didn't use it, is third one is not a class, this is a type. So if I use HTML type B, then margin is 5 pixels I am specifying. Okay, so now GClass. So for this, now what I want to show. Okay, so GClass, see anything in Angular related thing, ng underscore, if it is ng hide, it will hide the data whatever inside, it will hide the data based on the condition, that condition defined inside the controller. Ng repeat, it will repeat the data whatever data you define inside the controller. Okay, so likewise each and every directive in Angular you are using, that is specific to that controller. Okay, so that controller whatever, see now GClass is there. So GClass directive, now value I am putting some display color. So it will point the variable which you define inside the controller, that it will point. Now GClass equal to display color I am using, it means it will check the variable display color in Angular direct in the control inside the controller. Okay, so now what I will do is $scope dot display color equal to red I am using. Okay, so what it will happen, GClass, it will get the value inside the display color variable and check it whether with that value whether any style is applied or not. That's what it is doing. Now if we click it, red is not defined. Okay, now display. Now let's see now ABCD data is displaying in red color. So that is how NG class will work. So this NG class directive, it will fetch the data from the controller and it will check it with the data any class you defined in CSS or not. Okay, so this is style means this is CSS file. It is it is a CSS. We can define the CSS in inside HTML like this using style directive. Okay, so we can define this thing in a separate file .css file. There also we can define it. But finally, we have two classes, red and underline, and one type B. So in backend, in the controller we defined it as a red. So that it will check with the red. It will check the red class and it will apply the property whatever we defined for red. That is how it will work, this NG class directive. So if you want to apply multiples, we can apply it. So if you want to apply NG class, so style 2 also, if you defined it, it means you want to display the data in red color as well as in underline. Okay, so style 2 I am giving. So this style 2 I will use for NG class. So for this, while applying multiple styles, we have to specify it as array. See, it coming as a underline. Okay, so this is how we can work with NG class directive. Now script ng template and ng include. Okay, so normally if you want to include some so I have one page like new header dot HTML. Okay, so this header.html contains some data like welcome, it is header information. Okay, so welcome, it is header information. So this HTML is having only this data. This you want to include in your directives.html. Okay, so there is a directive ng include directive div ng include directive. Using this directive we can include a HTML document. We can include any other file into the current file /div. So this is header file, so we display in header section. Okay, so div ng include equal to header.html. Now if we refresh it, see, okay, ng include header.html. Okay, so we have to display like this. See, welcome, it is header information, or to make it as a bold, h1/h1 and class equal to color red. I am giving like this to make it as a red color. Welcome, it is header information. So this is in different file. Now this HTML I included in my directive.html file using ng include directive. So that is how ng include will work. Now inline template. So you can create a template inside the template. So that is called inline template. Okay, so this is how we can create inline template. Now I have one more script, ng template. Type is normally JavaScript type is text/JavaScript. In the same way, VB script text/VB script. If you write a VB script inside HTML, we have to define the script type is text/VB script like that. If you want to write a JavaScript inside HTML, we can write text/JavaScript. Okay, now we are using one more template, so that is text/ng template. So this is inline template. We use that name, we are giving test.html. Okay, so this contain data. This is my inline template. Simple. This is my inline template. It contain. Now I will include this test.html again. So previously I included header.html. Now I am including test.html. div/div ng include equal to test.html. Now see this is my inline template. Clear? So this is how we can add a template inside the template using Angular ng template directive. Okay, so these are the directives so far we worked, but this inline template we no need to use more, because ng include we use sometimes because we have to include some other files, some other documents into the current document. In that case we definitely go for ng include directive, but ng template we use less times, but just to know that how it will work, we are going to discuss these things. Okay, now filters. Okay, so filters, the name itself is telling filter. So on the data we are going to apply some filter. Suppose I have data 1000 records, I have 1000 first names, last names. So I am going to filter the data based on some name H, and after that I am going to filter HA. After that I am going to filter HAR. So to filter the data on group of elements, so we can apply filters concept in AngularJS. Okay, so in AngularJS there are some filters. Uppercase, lowercase, currency, and order by, and filter. So such a filters we have. First we will see. So we need some data. So I have one URL. Okay, so this URL we can use to fetch the data. See, this is my URL. it will return some data. So this data first I am going to display. So I am creating a new file, new text document, filter.html. so this filter.html and scripts is new filter.js. so in filter.js I will create a controller and the controller I'm creating slash scope to work whether Angular is working or not. The scope.emp name equal to some Pradeep Arjun. So this is contained module name I am giving as filter and controller name I am giving as filter controller. Now this controller these directives I have. So in filter.html okay, so I have body and scripts and body. So body is pointing to filter controller and directive name is filter.js. Now if I open that filter.html, open with Firefox. So it is failed. So that's why we are directive is not available. So in my filter.html I am using directive I am using ng app directive. Now I should use filter directive. I have to use filter module. So okay, in HTML I didn't display anything. So employee name first I will display it. Yes, so my Angular is perfectly working. Now I will call the data. So this is the URL. Okay, so using this URL so the URL name variable URL equal to I am giving like this. Now $HTTP dot JSON-P. So JSON-P is a one more method. It will pad the JSON object. Pad means it will padding the JSON object. So if you see here JSON callback, so the response which is coming as a JSON callback. So we don't need this JSON callback. We need only JSON object. We don't need this JSON callback function. Okay. So in order to pad to that JSON object, in order to get that only JSON object, we use JSON-P method to fetch the data. Okay, now JSON-P URL, and if it is success, this function will execute. Function output data. If it is failed, this function will execute. Error message. Okay, so $scope dot data equal to output data. If it is failed, I am displaying console dot log error message. Okay, so that is what I did. So now I will display the data in my filter.html. ul/ul li/li ng repeat equal to user in data, and so from user I will get user dot, so it will contain data f name, JSON object property f name, and it will display l name. So this data only I am displaying. Now let's see. So here, okay, so here I did wrong, because after this I have to put the Angular. This I have to put. Okay, now I written perfect. Okay, I didn't save it. Filter.js. Okay, so again after JSON p filter.js success. So here I have to close it, and if it is failed, then okay. Now yes, yeah, see, this is the data it is displaying. So this much data is displaying. Now I want to display this data in caps letter. Okay, so for that we have filter uppercase. So after displaying the data, if you use uppercase, so first name it will display in uppercase. So it will take, see, it is displaying first name in caps letter. Okay, now second name you want to display in lowercase. Yes, of course already it is displaying. Of course first letter it is displaying in, last name first letter is displaying caps letter. Now you want to display everything small letter, then see, last name first letter also now it is displaying in small letter. Okay, so this is how we can apply uppercase and lowercase filters. So we have currency filter also. So it means it will display the currency, it will display the value as a currency. Now we have ID, user.id. So this user.id, if you want to display as a currency way, so see, it is displaying on a dollar symbol 1.00, 2.00. Normally it is ID, but we don't have numbers currently, so that numbers as I am displaying ID, I am displaying as a dollar symbol. Okay, So this is how we can apply currency uppercase and lowercase filter. Now we can order by. So this order by it will order it. It will sort the elements. Okay, so it will apply at filter level. So users in data order by fname. So what happens is first it will order the data, then it will iterate it. That is what happening here. See, first name based on first name it is displaying it. It is ordered. It is in ascending order. First one is A. It will start with A, and it will start with B, C, T. Likewise, it is ordered. So we use order by filter. Okay, now we have one more filter, that is filter. Okay, now I have one input type. What I am going to do is now I have data, so I have input type text box. I have a text box. If I enter something on text box, based on that it will search the elements, it will display the data. That is what I am going to doing now. Okay, input type text and ng model equal to search. Okay, so this is ng model. I am defining ng model and specifying as search. Okay, so now I will apply filter. Filter is a keyword. This keyword, it will specify search. Now see already my data is displayed. So it is not in order because I removed the order by. Okay, now and J. See, whatever the data it contains J, it is coming with J I M. So it is fetching the data, depends whatever the input we are giving. In the same way, yes, H A. Okay, yeah. So this is how we can filter it. Clear? So filters are uppercase, lowercase, currency, order by, and filter. So uppercase is convert the characters as a uppercase, and lowercase it converts the characters as a lowercase. Order by it will order the data. It means it will display the elements in a ascending order. And currency, so it will display the data in a currency format. And filter, so filter is to filter the data. I mean, see what it will do is, so before displaying the data on web page, whole data it will be available in search. So based on the search, we are whatever data is we are giving in ng model, so that will display as a result. Okay, that is how filter will work.